All right, peace out there, everybody. I'm gonna say happy holidays if you celebrate. Merry Christmas. If not, man, it's just another day. And I'm gonna say it like this: what I'm bringing to you today is about attachment and detachment. Why I'm bringing you about attachment and detachment is, at this point in my life, what I realized is, especially with being a metaphysical master, what I realize is, let me start here. Like I said, well, I don't know if I posted it, but let me bring it all the way back. What really initially, I think, brought me and a lot of people on these metaphysical journeys is the different experiences. Like, well, of course that's it, but I'm gonna say it like I play video games, all right? And so I didn't just stay with one category criteria where I'm from. I play all kind of video games, and one of my favorite types to play are RPG games. In the RPG games, you have a character. Your character, that's why it's called role playing. You have to build him up from clothes to his strengths to his knowledge, spirituality, etc. You get hit points, which is built on your health, so you can extend your health bar over time. You have attack points, which is predicated off of your strength. It's like if you're going to the gym working out. You have magic points. So if somebody chose a spiritual path in a game, then that's towards their abilities to use magic to defend themselves, etc., etc. In life, what I've learned between the 3D and the 5D is of course, there's attachment and detachments, but it's going to be a micro and a macro. Follow me. And forgive me if I don't speak clearly and concisely enough, but I'm trying to bring it with clarity. So here we go. So in the 3D, I'm gonna say it like this. Like I gave you the examples of attack points and hit points. Those are typically your characters, like your barbarian, gladiator characters, sword wielding, shield holding characters, who are based off of physical strength, physical defense. They get in, get dirty, get the job done. And I'm gonna say why I'm saying that is because that's me around the colder times of the year. I really fill my body up. Let me go back here. Of the 4 elements on this earth, fire, air, water, earth. Of course we know those. 2 of the elements, I don't want to mix them up, but 2 of the elements have the highest vibratory rate. 3 of the elements, their vibratory rates are so high, that's why they're not a solid. I think fire has the highest vibratory rate, followed by air. That's why neither of those have a solid form. One is vibrating so fast that it actually gets so hot and it can cook you. Fire. Air vibrates a little bit slower, that's why it's cool, but it's still vibrating so high that it cannot take a physical form. It's safe enough for us to breathe in. That's a spiritu. I'm gonna get into that later. The 3rd element, also, it vibrates so fast that it doesn't have a foundational form that we can step on, but it has a form, still formless. It's viscous, water, and it's cool because it's vibrating high enough there it doesn't have a form for us to step on, but it's not vibrating high enough to where it's vibrating, it's hot. Then the 4th element vibrates the slowest. That's why it's cool and it's solid. It's earth, it's the foundation, the firmament, or sphere 10, Malkuth. Why I'm saying that is between the 3D and the 5D that we live in, because we all have what they would say, the mind, body, and the soul. So you're tethered between the mind, you're tethered between the body and the soul via the mind. People mistakenly think this is the mind. This is the mind, your stomach and your gut health, because it links directly to your brain. And between your stomach and your brain is your heart. It's a huge pathway. Huge pathway. That is the mind. I'm not talking about the brain. the mind, your consciousness, all right? Do your own research. But these times of the year, I add to the manifestation, or I add to the vibratory rate of my earth element. So I add to the hit points and the attack points of my character in this time. I'm building up his muscle mass. I'm building up the weight. I'm using that to counteract the coldness of this time of year. So the added weight helps me stay warm. The added weight helps me utilize the force I need to interact with things that need to be interacted with in this time, the snow time. More force is needed sometimes. And in times when it's not so cold outside, when it's warmer outside, the extra weight will actually weigh me down, make me hotter, make me sweat, overheat me. So in those times, I detach from the 3D and head more towards the 5D. And I'm gonna explain this even more, but I detach from the 3D, which means that's when I like to fast. That's when I eat more plants, fruits. That's when I drink a lot more water. Because like I gave you the 4 elements are within the body. The fire, that's your core, your solar plexus. The air, that's the espiritu, that's the air you breathe in. And that's coming from the plants on this earth. But that's neither here nor there, but that's the air you breathe in. Your body is 70% water. We know that. And so what's left is the firm kingdom, or this temple, that is the skin and bone. Skin can be said to be water, but skin and bone, the earth. All right? And so I add to the earth of my body in these times to stay warm. I decrease from the earth of my body in the times of like spring and summer to stay cooler. But what I realize is also is a spirit effect. So like I said, instead of attributing to the attack points of my body, I attribute then those points that I've earned and gained to my magic points. Like I said, air is a spiritu. The simple spirit means to breathe. It's the breath. So when people talk about their spiritual, yes, you are. You are a breathing entity. You are an entity that breathes. And it makes it the easiest when you don't have a lot of 3D material in your body. So I'm not going to say, because people get up in arms when I say that, but I'm going to say it like this. What I've noticed is, I'm going to say me personally, I'm not going to talk about people, and this is why I say people get up in arms, so I'm going to say about me personally. What I'm going to say is, in those times when I have received channels, or in those times when I have received instructions from the Most High, I receive them more clearer when I have less manifested material in my body. I receive the energies much more clearer when I'm fasted, and I'm more on my spiritual aspect with my avatar than I am in my physical aspect with my avatar. Because the breath or the consciousness is able to come in and interact with my core, my solar plexus, my soul, that much faster. So there's always a time of attachment and detachment. I'm going to speak on it in the sense of, I'm going to give you an example of, in this material world, how when I detach from what I want to attach to, then it comes around that much faster. I'm going to say it like this. I'm not a person that goes around, I don't look for love. I don't look for relationships. And in that, it likes to come up on me because I think people may portray me as like I'm working towards something, head down on the grindstone. That's all I'm focused on, paying attention of. And I think that intrigues people initially. And what I find is, in the past, when I wasn't trying to attract, that's when I attracted. When I would then become distracted after being attracted. And instead of flowing towards my purpose, but then going towards the attracted distraction, I will push the party of that attraction away. What I noticed is, after allowing that person to choose freely and go towards their direction, and getting back from my distraction back to my purpose, it doesn't have to be that particular person, but then other people will come back attracted. What I'm saying is, from that perpetual state of detachment from the beginning, I was chasing my purpose. And then that's a full circle too. Because, let me say this, chasing my purpose brought the attention of a potential counterpart. Chasing that counterpart pushed that potential away, put me back in alignment with my purpose. Being back into alignment with my purpose, if it doesn't re-attract that counterpart, it is almost guaranteed to attract another one. But in vice versa form, what I've also noticed is, when I'm chasing my purpose, I'm studying, got my head on the grindstone, I'm grinding. That's when people say you have that potentiality to have that burnout. And it's in those times, I'm gonna say it like this, and I can't say it for me, but I'm gonna say it like this. For specific creators, I've heard them say they'll post a video that they know was gonna be a viral video, it's gonna be a hit. It was not so. But then they'll post a video where they thought they put minimal effort, it's not what they wanted, it's not gonna be a hit, but they posted anyway. That's the video that ended up going viral for many people. And that's the one that they were not attached to. I'm gonna leave that here. Blessings to everybody.